Hey guys, it's your girl Natita and welcome back to the weekly download where we break down the week like it's a group chat with facts, obviously. Today we're going from the world acting up, the internet confusing everybody, and the cabinet, well, the cabinet is still moving like a Jenga tower in a breeze. We've got global news, local updates, and a deep dive you'll definitely want to hear. Let's get into it.
This show is sponsored by Ignite Media.
The planet said, surprise! When a dormant volcano in Ethiopia called Haile Gubi erupted for the first time in recorded history. And when I say dormant, I mean sleeping for at least 12,000 years. Imagine you take a nap and wake up in a whole new civilization. This eruption flung ash and smoke so high it hit around 49,000 feet. The ash cloud drifted across the Red Sea and had airlines all the way in India. We might have to reroute. Good news, no casualties reported. But bad news, nearby herding communities might get hit hard because ash-covered grazing land, that means livestock may have nowhere to feed. And here's the part that always humbles me. This volcano sits where three tectonic plates meet. So basically, nature was storing pressure like a stressed out Belizean in traffic. And then, finally, it just let go. So yeah, Earth is still boss. We're just renting. Now let's talk about something we all see online but never question. Why is everybody talking like they're censoring themselves? Why are people saying unalived instead of killed? Pew pew instead of guns? It sounds goofy. And we know it sounds goofy. But people do it because they think the algorithm is watching them like a jealous ex. This coded way of speaking is called algo speak. And the idea is that platforms bury posts if you say certain forbidden words. Now, TikTok, Meta, YouTube, they all swear we don't have banned word lists. It's a myth. But here's why people don't believe them. History shows these platforms do quietly push some content down and boost other content up. Sometimes for politics, sometimes for advertisers, sometimes just because it makes them money. And the worst part is you never really know why your post flopped. Was it the algorithm? Or was it just a dry video? That mystery makes people self-censor, just in case. For example, back in August, people in LA started calling ICE protest coverage a music festival. There was no music festival. There was just a code word people invented because they thought the algorithm would suppress protest videos. Turns out there wasn't even proof that TikTok was blocking that content. People just started hypercorrecting and the code went viral. Sometimes the algorithm isn't even censoring you. You're censoring yourself out of fear of the algorithm, which is kind of scary when you think about how much of our news and culture lives online now. Okay, now to some uplifting news. Spirit Airlines has officially landed in Belize. Yup, nonstop Fort Lauderdale to Belize City. They're doing 3 flights a week, and because Spirit is ultra low cost, the intra fare is sitting at about $85 US one way. Tourism Minister Anthony Muller basically said, thank God, because American Airlines been acting a little too comfortable with their pricing. Spirit coming in as a competition should help keep airfare more honest. So if you've been dreaming of a quick Miami hop or easier connections for a family abroad, this is a win. Now let's move on to cabinet because it's still spinning. After last week's reshuffle, PM Briceño made another adjustment. Jose Abelardo Mai is officially out, and his agriculture portfolio went to Rodwell Ferguson. Mai's removal comes after controversy and pressure that snowballed fast. The Prime Minister says that Ferguson brings experience and a rural background that gives him insight into farmers' needs. But people are side-eyeing because when Ferguson was Minister of Transport, we saw a lot of leadership turnover. So now folks are watching to see if agriculture stabilizes or if it's another wait and see situation. And this one is rare. Minister Henry Charles Usher reportedly rejected the Home Affairs and Enterprise post, and normally in the cabinet you don't really say no. So PM had to pivot and has now tapped Oscar Mira, former Minister of Natural Defense and Border Security, to take on Home Affairs. That minister is one of the hottest seats in the government. So all eyes are on Mira now. Belizeans with biometric passports can now get a 5-year multi-entry Schengen visa. That means if you're traveling to Europe for school, business, vacation, whatever, you don't have to reapply every single time. And yes, that's a win. Government pushed for it, EU approved it, and Belize's low travel risk profile helped make the case. But let's discuss this for a second, because this is where I start feeling two ways. Belize is one of the most open countries you'll ever step foot in. We welcome tourists, retirees, digital nomads, investors. People can come here, fall in love with the place, and next thing you know, they live in here part-time, sometimes full-time. We don't even make it hard. We're warm, we're friendly. We're like, come in man, enjoy yourself. But when we want to travel, when Belizeans want to explore, network, study, expand, it's paperwork, interviews, embassy trips to Mexico or Guatemala, fees, waiting and hoping you don't get denied for some vague reason. So yeah, this 5-year multi-entry Schengen visa is progress, but it still highlights the imbalance. But I think it speaks to something bigger. Freedom of movement in this world is not equal. A Canadian, an American, a European, they can hop on a plane anywhere, no stress. A Belizean, we have to prove our goodness first. And I'm not saying fight the EU. No, I'm saying let's notice the global reality. Small countries like ours are expected to be open, welcoming, flexible, but we don't get the same openness back. So yes, celebrate the visa upgrade. Use it, travel, build your life, but also keep asking for more because Belizeans deserve the same trust and mobility we so freely give others. That's my take. Talk to me in the comments respectfully. Alright guys, that's our weekly download for this week. From volcanoes waking up after 12,000 years, to algorithms making us talk like cartoons, to Belize finally getting a new low-cost flight, and cabinet still doing musical chairs, we outside, but we staying informed. I'm Natita, and this is the weekly download. See you next time. Bye!
The views and opinions expressed in the weekly download are solely those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Ignite Limited.